What's up, everyone? Today is day 10 of my 100 days of code, and today we're going to be building a weather forecaster. So let's get developing. This is what we're going to be building today, and your weather forecaster is going to be able to tell you what region of the world you're in, what the current temperature of the region you're in, and it's going to give you a brief look at the current conditions outside by the background and the icon that you see, and it's also going to give you a brief summary of the weather conditions. So this has all been made possible by the use of Dark Sky API, as which it says on this website is the easiest, most advanced weather API on the web. And y'all will see how easy Dark Sky actually makes it for you to retrieve information from it. And as you can see, also you can try it for free. So if you're coding along with me, go ahead and click on this try for free button right there. Type in your information. You don't need no credit card or nothing. And pause the video. Go ahead and do that, and then come back. And then we're also going to be using sky icons for the icons that you see on the app. So without further ado, let's jump into the code. And as usual, you can find the code located on my GitHub account, which I'll have in the description below, as well as all the links to Dark Sky and Skycons. So let's navigate to where you got your code at. Open it up in your IDE. And as you can see, I already got the HTML completed for you to save some time. And let's go through it real quick though. I got the link to my style sheet. I changed the title to weather forecaster, and I'll just have a section called weather that's encompassing the whole application, acting as a container. Then I also have a time zone where the current temperature is going to be kept. So we have the temperature in a degree. And in another division, we have the icon. And then we go down a little bit further. We have the description. And yes, I also have the CSS completed for us as well. So let's go ahead and open this up in the browser, see what it's looking like. Right now, this is what we got, all styled up and ready to go. So let's go ahead and make this weather app come alive and jump into JavaScript. So let's go into Assets, JavaScript, and open up the script.js file. And let's get into it. Alright, the first thing we want to do is enable the application when the window loads up to go ahead and retrieve the weather for us. So we're going to do that by typing window dot add event listener, and we're gonna put a onload function or load for it to look out for. So whenever it loads, it's gonna run this function. So now that we got that set up, now that the window is gonna be looking out for us to looking out for the user to open up this application. Um, First thing we have to do is grab the resources that we're gonna need from our index.html file. So I'm gonna put a comment up in here. Get resources from index.html file. Give a little space in there so we can separate everything. Okay, and the resources that we're gonna need the H1 for the time zone. We're gonna need the current temperature, and we're gonna need to grab the description area. So those are located. The H1 is got a class of area. The temperature has an ID of temp, and the description has an ID of description. And we're also going to need the icon. So let's all go ahead and grab the icon as well. So first of all, we're going to need the heading. So we're going to say const heading equals document dot get document dot query selector, because it's a class and it's called area. The next thing we want to get a hold of is the temperature. So const temp, if I can type, temp equals document dot get element by ID, and that was called temp. And we also said we wanted the icon, which is located in the div called icon. Well, if we have it in a canvas element with the ID of icon, we'll go ahead and get that. Const icon equals document dot get element by ID icon. Okay, the next element we need to grab is the description. So const description, I'm going to say DSC for short, equals document dot get element by ID, and that was located in description paragraph with ID. So DSC. Okay, so now that we got the resources we need from the HTML page, we might need a few more along the way, but right now that shit suffices. Let's go ahead and get our weather. So If you got your um, account set up at Dark Sky API, let's go ahead and get into the console. And right here, we're gonna copy this uh, element right here, this URL, and this is what we call the API endpoint. And we're gonna use something called fetch in order to retrieve the information. So let's go ahead and set up a variable to hold the API URL. So we're gonna say const API equals, and then we're gonna put some backticks. It's that button right beside the one, and then we're gonna paste that URL in. Now, the way Dark Sky makes our life easier is, you see this number right here, this 20AB45. That's the same number as our secret key, and it makes it a whole lot easier by going ahead and putting that into the URL instead of us having to say the key out and place it in ourselves. So with that said, we just need to make one more modification to this code so we'll be able to use it. And it's going to be right here at the end of the API key. We're going to take this first number out before the comma, and put a $ and some curly braces so we can put a variable inside of it. And we're going to say this is the lat for latitude. And then we're going to take this number here, the other number after the comma, and do the same thing. Put a $, some curly braces, and in this one we're going to put longitude. Alright, now that we got the API in our variable, we can go ahead and check for the geolocation. That's how we're going to find out what part of the world the user is in that's using our application. So we're going to go if navigator dot geolocation. This is going to tell us whether or not the user clicked agree to let the application know its location. It's going to be a button that comes up top of the screen. So if so, we're going to go navigator dot geolocation dot get current position, which is going to return the position of the user. So now that we got that, we can bring this inside of that if statement. And make some more variables that we can use. So we're gonna grab the latitude and longitude. So const latitude, hold on, get latitude and longitude. So const lat equals position dot coords dot latitude and then we're going to get the longitude, position dot coordinates dot longitude. Alright, so now that we got the latitude and longitude, let's go ahead and get the information from the API. So we're going to use fetch as I was stating, and we're going to grab the API. We're going to use the URL that we got, and then we're going to say .then, and it's going to give us the result, but we have to also turn the result into a JSON string. So we gotta return res.json, so it becomes JSON. And then we can actually say we have the data. So let's go ahead and console.log data, see what we got. Oops. Let's save that. Open up our console, and navigator is not defined. Okay, so let's see what we all did wrong. Maybe we misspelled it. Navigator is not defined. We did misspell it. Navigator. So now lat is not defined. So let's see what's going on there. Position, const lat equals position dot coordinates dot latitude. Okay, so I think I see what's going on. We have to use a proxy to in order for us to to make use of the API, because it's creating some like a cross browser error. That's why it's not defined. So to get around that, all we have to do is we're gonna use something called cores. And if you go to cores anywhere, cores dot dash anywhere, see if that's dot Heroku app.com. We're gonna use this script right there in order for us to get around the error. So save that. Then we're gonna go back to our code. And first of all, let's put that into a variable. So we're gonna call it proxy equals in quotations. We're gonna paste that in. And then right before that, we're gonna put our $ and curly braces, and we're gonna enter that variable in here. We're gonna save that. And now it's saying let's not defined. Let's see what's going on. Why is it saying latitude's not defined? Position. Chords, longitude, and latitude. Alright, so let's see. There we go. That's what we need to do. We was trying to put our variables before the code even ran, or after the code. So there we go. We got a hold of our API. So now we can put them to use. So now what we need to do is we're gonna use something called destructuring to make our life a little bit easier. And we're gonna say const. We're gonna put some curly braces. We're gonna get the icon. We're gonna get the summary and the temperature from the data. And it's in, if you can tell, it's in currently, and that's where we have the summary. The icon is right in there, and the temperature. So that's why we was able to grab that straight from the data, and now we can use the variables just like so. So to put the content into the web browser, let's go ahead and grab our temp variable, which is going to grab the temperature dot text content, and let's set the text content of the temperature to the temperature. Okay, so now let's set the description dot text content to the summary. And now we can go ahead and set the H1, which is the heading, the text content, and that is actually in data dot time zone. So let's save that, and there you go. Our content is being put inside of the browser like we want to. Let's check it out. It says 82.39. So we have (82.39) is the temperature. Alright, so we're getting the right readings. So now let's figure out how to use and put the icon in there. So for the icon, what we have to do is change the icon, how they got it used right here, to match how it's printing out right here. So here the icons have a dash between the words, and on the skycons it's underscore. So let's go ahead and adjust for that. So to adjust for that, what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to go ahead and make another function, and we're going to call it set icons, and we're going to grab the icon, and we're going to grab the icon ID. Okay, so as per the code, all we need to do is this right here. So we're going to do const skycon equals new skycon, and then we're inside the curly braces, we're gonna set some properties for it, and we're gonna set the color to be light gray. F2, F2, F2. Now, like I was saying before, we have to make the skycon icons conform to how the API is displaying them. So to do that, we're gonna go const current icon. We're gonna set that equal to icon dot replace, and we're gonna do something called a regex. So with regex, you have to start out with /, and we want to take everything that has a dash and then replace it with underscores. So we after the G, which says look for everything with a dash, we're gonna put a comma, some quotation marks, and an underscore. That's what we want to replace the dashes with. And then also, as you can see, there are words. The icons are all uppercase, and here in the code in the API it's all lowercase. So we have to set it to be uppercase. We can do that with the function called to uppercase. So dot to uppercase, and then all we have to do now is say skycons dot play. Now set off a function that's gonna allow the icons to animate. So after we've done that, just return the skycon dot set icon ID to skycon current icon. So when we call it from here, set icon, and then we're gonna grab the icon and the icon ID is gonna be right here because we have to put the canvas in the script inside of our code. So inside our HTML, that's why you see this right here, and it has an ID of icon. So all we have to do is put that inside here. So document. Oh, we already grabbed it from up here. So all we have to do is put icon right there. So let me change that up. Icon image. Icon location. So it won't be confused. With that. So now we got that in place. Let's save that. Let's see what we got here. What we got wrong here. Got set icons. We got the icon. We're passing the icon. And then we're giving the icon ID, which is the location that we set up here. So we should be getting the icon. Hmm. Let's see something. Set icons. Icon. Oh, okay. I see what we got. This right here is supposed to be a capital S. Save that. Okay. Now let's see. Cannot read properly. Partly cloudy day, undefined. Okay, we grab the icon from currently icon right there. We converted it. Did we convert it right? Icon dot replace. And it's saying cannot read properly. Partly cloudy day of undefined. Okay. Think I see what's wrong. Instead of a period, we should have a comma there. Okay, now we're not getting. Alright, there we go, guys. It's a little debugging. We got it to work. So now, mostly cloudy, 8331, and we got that. So now let's work on getting our background to change. So in order to get our background to change, and so it won't be so abrupt when it does change. If you look in the style, we have set on the body a transition, and we're looking for the background image, and we're gonna transition it within 0.4 seconds with the transition property of ease in and out. But before we can do that, we have to make available. We have to know whether or not to change it or not. So what we're gonna do is do switch case statement, the switch statements. So within the data area, we're gonna do a switch statement where we're gonna be watching out for the summary. And it's the summary. The summary is going to tell you whether or not it's mostly cloudy or partly cloudy or rainy or whatever. So we want to figure out which one it's doing. So in a case that it says it's clear, we want to set the main background image and to get the background image you have to go under the style property, and we want to set that to a URL. Which the URL that we're looking for is in assets folder under images. So assets, images, and for the clear, we want the clear.jpg. Okay, and then after that we got a break, because if it's not clear, we want to go down to the next case statement, and that's going to be the case whether or not it's partly cloudy, and if it's partly cloudy, we want to set the main style, the background image to this URL, assets, images, and I think I said partly cloudy.jpg. Okay, so if it's not partly cloudy, we'll break out of that, and then we'll go to another case. Maybe it's raining. So we're going to set the main style background image to another URL. Now I said that was rain.jpg. Next case is sunny. And I'm just going to copy this and paste it in, and then just change this to sunny. Then the next case, cloudy. And we're going to be looking for cloudy.jpg. So we got clear, partly cloudy, rainy, sunny, and then cloudy. So clear, cloudy. Okay, last but not least, we need to set for mostly cloudy. So we're going to break here and set it for mostly cloudy. So I call that image mostly cloudy. Now that we got that, let's not forget to add that to our variables up here. So const main equals document dot, we set it as, what was it, ID. So get element by ID, and it's main. So now it works. Alright guys, that's it. We have got our own little weather forecaster. Okay everyone, so now we went and built our own weather application using JavaScript, and we learned a couple of new things. One is geolocation and how we can grab user locations from off their computers. And also we learned how to use the fetch API to grab API and JSON data. So if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe and smash that bell icon that's right next to it so that you'll be notified the next time I drop a video onto YouTube. And as usual, you can find the code to this video on my GitHub, and I'll paste the link in the description below, and also have the links to the other software we was using today in the link below. So as for today, that's about all. But if there's anything that you all want to see me go through on this video, just leave me a comment in the description in the comment area below. But until next time, keep developing.